Well, hello and welcome back. My name's Kieron Seamons. This is my inky world, and today we are going to be drawing some little dinky stuff, little dinky drawings on A5. For all those people that requested A5 smaller drawings, we are going to be doing especially for you today. So, I shall be drawing on a postage stamp. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so we are going to be drawing on a small, dinky little piece of paper today. For those people that requested smaller drawings for the upcoming auction, which should be in a few days' time, and just finishing up a few color ones just to kind of, well, to make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more popular. Color is more popular than just a line drawing, apparently. But, so I'm going through some of the words that people have sent me. Forked tongue seems to be quite a nice title. So I think I'll start off with some kind of forked tongue. Why not? Just to give myself a kickstart, and it's always nice to have a nice kind of word in the same way that these kind of, oh, it is Inktober, isn't it? It's October now, so I'd imagine the Inktober, and the same kind of approach is that people give you a word, and then in the old Inktober they would give you the word on the day, which was quite exciting, really. But what seems to have happened over time is that they kind of released the words early, and that kind of killed it for me. Then people are kind of like spending months doing these extremely exotic, amazing pieces of artwork. And the people that originally started drawing would basically be doing it on the day. And that always kind of bugged me, the fact that it was a kind of a show of strength all of a sudden, and it had kind of lost its element of fun, so I kind of stopped doing it. But I did do it for about 3 years. Nothing really comes from it. They don't really like if you put links to channels and stuff like that, so where I kind of understand that it's a fun thing, blah blah blah, at the same time it's also a great way to pick up new artists. It's a great way to find new artists with new styles and new directions, and so I did love it for that. And it was also a great way to showcase your talents in a way. It kind of lost its thread a little bit. I know that there was some kind of accusations about certain people and what. And it all kind of changed shape. But the same approach with me is that I still like people to kind of send me a word or send me something that will kind of set my second brain on fire. I get something kind of happening, and that's part of the fun, you know. Sometimes in the morning, as I'm kind of checking the news and stuff like that, I might find something that I like a sentence of, you know, whatever. I can't think of an example at this point, but forked tongue was one of the ones, you know. And I thought, oh, well, that's quite a fun saying. That might be something to kind of play with. And I always like the fact that I can kind of interpret it in my own way, as in forked tongue, like with a snake. But in this case, I've done it with a real fork. Might be, if I had more space, see, it's so small. If I had more space, I'd put a big sausage on the end of it. So I'm going to try and but then again, you know, we're doing different sizes and different formats. It also challenges your mind in a very good way. It makes you think different, makes you react different. So again, it's probably a good exercise for you also. Don't just buy the same regular sketchbook. Do variations, buy different size sketchbooks, and you know, have them strategically placed around so you can kind of pick up a sketchbook that's an unfamiliar size and kind of play with things like that. Very, very, very lovely challenge. Very lovely way to deal with your day. So, so it's a nice way to I've got to try and squeeze something in here. I'm not quite used to this size at all. I never would draw on an A5. It's, for me, it's like so small. But you know, I kind of got into the using a lot of ink. I kind of got into that real kind of wild scribbly drawing kind of thing, and what happened from that is that I would buy bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger paper, and my norm is really like a big A2, these huge big sheets of paper that I have on the floor here, and they're, you know, they're this kind of big. And that for me is what is normal now. I love to draw big. I love to draw with space. I always kind of feel like I'm cramming something in, although you should draw in kind of perspectives to whatever size you are working. Obviously, if I'm working on something smaller, I should be drawing things smaller, but you know, brains don't work like that. Mine doesn't. My brain does not work like that. My brain just definitely does not work like that. All right, what am I going to do here? Am I going to kind of... I'm going to try and bring his knees up, maybe. Bring his bony little legs up. And again, I'm not a fan of drawing shoes, although I do draw shoes. I'm not a fan of drawing shoes. I'm much more of a fan of drawing feet with toes and, you know, like things you can get kind of gnarly shapes into. So on this one, I will draw his feet, his toes. And this will be one of the drawings that will appear in this upcoming auction. I will probably tell your friends, you know. Now with all my house building and such, I need not house building, house repairs. It's repairs that I'm going through, that I will need. I will need to make some money to continue living in this house. You know, I'm one of those type of people that I don't really think too much about money. I hate to sell work because then I have to think about money. But at the end of the day, people need money, you know. You go to your supermarket, you can't give them a drawing, though I'd love to. I did hear stories of Picasso when Picasso had got very well known in his town. He used to kind of go for a meal and would do a drawing and pay them in art. I mean, what a lovely idea. I would love to be able to go to the supermarket and do some kind of fun, exciting drawing and get my shopping. I would be much happier to do that. So if you know of a supermarket that will take a drawing, yes, but Picasso used to. Mind you, it is a leap of faith. You know, if you're, if you know an artist and they're always doing artwork, they might be just Joe Schmo on the street, but one day they might become the most amazing artist and their work be worth millions. You see my clue? My work might be worth millions one day. So get over to my auction and buy something. But if you can imagine that, if you kind of knew, I don't know, who's popular at the moment. Ed Sheeran's popular at the moment. If you were a friend of Ed Sheeran's and he would always kind of give you lots of little drawings, lots of little tapes of his music, they'd probably be worth a fortune now. In the same way that those people that were being paid by Picasso for a bowl of soup or a bowl of noodles or whatever, have probably got a whole kind of selection of drawings when he was slightly out of his luck, Right, well, that's fun. There's no space to put my name. Forked tongue, okay. Not a bad little doodle. The forked tongue. I shall squeeze my name down the bottom here. I think even in modern times, signatures are worth money. It's ridiculous. I was quite surprised with this kind of thing of fame. When people get famous, all of a sudden their name is worth money. It's ridiculous. But I have, how many signatures? I've got Ronald Searle's signature over there. I've got Ralph Steadman's signature over there. And I've got a singer called Andy Irvine. He's an Irish musician. He's on tour in America at the moment. So if you're in America and you like kind of folk music, go and see Andy Irvine. I've got his signature twice, I think. Amazing musician. I've gone to see him and he plays kind of bouzouki and mandolas and octave mandolins and all these things, and it's just incredible. One of my kind of inspirations, really. Just an incredible man. He's probably in his late 70s and he's still touring. He's still playing every night. And his passion and his love for what he does has not shrunk. If anything, I probably think it's just as powerful, if not more powerful now. And I hope that is going to be what happens with me, with my art. I hope that I will be as excited, as happy, as I would hope to say inspirational when I get much, 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 much older. So that is the forked tongue. That is the little A5 drawing that will be up on this auction coming up. So if you'd like to have this, I do sign them, and I will try and do some kind of letter of authentication, something like that. I will also I'll probably throw some color onto it as well, just so that it's a little bit more of a beauty hanging on your wall. Though if there's any that you see me drawing that you really know that you want and you don't want it colored, let me know, okay? Or if there's something special that you want, if you want me to draw you, I don't know, a fish, a camel, whatever. If there's something that you desperately would love to have one of my drawings of, and you have a certain thing that maybe you collect camels or something, I don't know, do let me know, and I will kind of pre-think about what to do next for people that want. Okay, this is going to be I don't want to say it's going to be a one-off, but it is not going to be a regular. I can't imagine that being a regular. But for now, thank you very much. And that is the forked tongue. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you back here for some more drawing. Keep drawing, keep smiling, keep watching the videos. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really does help the channel. And I will see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.